Maradona punched a ball into the net with his fist. The referee gave the goal. Argentina went on to win the World Cup. Frank Lampard's shot bounced a full yard over the goal line. The referee waved play on. England lost the game. Italy had a valid goal disallowed. A clean tackle turned into a red card and were sent home by a referee who was later arrested for drug trafficking. These weren't close calls. These weren't matters of opinion. These were documented, proven mistakes on the biggest stage in football that ended tournaments, erased legitimate goals, and in some cases, forced FIFA to rewrite its own rulebook. 5 decisions. Several nations were robbed. Let's go through every single one. Refereeing errors have existed since the first whistle was ever blown. But the World Cup amplifies everything. One wrong call at this level can end a country's tournament, define a legacy, or ignite an international incident. Before VAR, before goal line technology, before any kind of review system, referees had total power over outcomes. No appeal, no review, no recourse. What happened on the pitch stayed on the pitch even when it was wrong. These 5 decisions are the worst of that era. June 29th, 2014, round of 16. Fortaleza, Brazil. Mexico led 1-0 and were 90 seconds from reaching the quarter-finals when Wesley Sneijder equalized in the 88th minute. Then, deep into injury time, Robben burst into the Mexican box and went down under a challenge from captain Rafael Marquez. Penalty given. Klaas-Jan Huntelaar converted. Netherlands through, 2-1. Marquez said after the match that Robben told him personally it was not a penalty. Mexico coach Miguel Herrera was direct. The man with the whistle is what is keeping us out of this World Cup. The referee assigned Pedro Proença was Portuguese FIFA selected 25 referee teams from all 6 confederations, and referees were assigned match by match. In the Netherlands versus Mexico game, the referee Pedro Proença was from the same confederation as one of the teams. This was the exception. Mexico went home. 2 days after the Italy decision, another one. Same tournament, same beneficiary. June 22nd, 2002. Spain versus South Korea in Gwangju. Egyptian referee Gamal Al-Gandour. Spain had 2 goals disallowed. The first Ivan Helguera's header from a free kick was ruled out for shirt pulling, despite replays showing minimal contact. The second was the worst decision. Fernando Morientes headed in what should have been a golden goal in extra time. The linesman flagged because he believed Joaquin's cross had already gone out of play. The replay proved it hadn't. The cross was in. The goal was valid. Al-Gandour took it back anyway. South Korea won 5-3 on penalties. Spain's coach, Jose Antonio Camacho, raged afterwards. "I thought the referee would be fairer in a quarter-final match like this." Spanish sports daily Marca ran a headline that simply read, "Robbery." After the tournament, reports emerged that Al-Gandour had received a Hyundai car as a gift from the Korean Football Association, an accusation he denied. He was heavily criticized after the match, and the game became one of the most controversial refereeing performances in World Cup history. 4 days earlier, June 18th, 2002. Daejeon, Ecuadorian referee Byron Moreno. Italy versus South Korea in the round of 16. Moreno gave South Korea a penalty in the 4th minute. He ignored an elbow by Kim Tae-young on Alessandro Del Piero's face inside the Korean box with no card shown. Then, in extra time, he showed Francesco Totti a second yellow card for diving replays showed a South Korean defender had taken out Totti's standing leg with clear contact. A FIFA official later publicly confirmed the red card decision was wrong. Minutes later, Damiano Tomasi put the ball in the net. Moreno ruled it offside. Replays showed Tomasi was onside. Italy had now had 5 goals disallowed across the entire tournament. South Korea scored the golden goal in the 117th minute. Italy, one of the tournament favourites, were out. The fallout was immediate. Over 400,000 email complaints were sent to FIFA. Moreno was removed from FIFA's approved referee list before the year was out. 9 years later, he was arrested at JFK Airport, attempting to smuggle 6 kilograms of heroin into the United States. Gigi Buffon's response to that news: 6 kilograms of drugs. He had them already in 2002, but not in his underwear, in his body. June 27th, 2010. Round of 16. Bloemfontein, South Africa. England trailed Germany 2-1 when Lampard struck a shot from the edge of the box that hit the underside of the crossbar, bounced a full yard behind the goal line and came back out. Germany goalkeeper Manuel Neuer grabbed it and immediately played on as though nothing had happened. Referee Jorge Larionda, distracted by a challenge directly ahead of him, waved play on. His assistant was watching the defensive line for offside. Neither saw it. Had it stood, it would have been 2-2 just before half-time. Instead, England went in 2-1 down, came out disorganised and conceded twice more. Final score, 4-1. England's World Cup is over. Fabio Capello said years later, "If Germany go from 2-0 to 2-2, they have a psychological problem. I can't get it out of my mind. It's still there." The incident became one of the central arguments that forced FIFA to adopt goal line technology, which arrived at the 2014 World Cup. June 22, 1986. Quarter-final. Estadio Azteca, Mexico City. 51st minute. Argentina's Diego Maradona contested a bouncing ball with England goalkeeper Peter Shilton, who stood 20 centimetres taller and punched it into the net with his left fist. Tunisian referee Ali bin Nasser had no clear view. The linesman, positioned to flag offside, failed to spot it. The goal stood. Maradona's own words after the match: "A little with the head of Maradona and a little with the hand of God." He admitted the full truth on Argentine television in 2005. England never recovered in that game. Argentina won 2-1 and went on to win the tournament. In 2019, Maradona described the goal as symbolic revenge for Argentina's defeat in the Falklands War 4 years earlier. Peter Shilton, England's goalkeeper that day, said, "I was waiting for someone to disallow it. I've never apologised for not accepting his apology." It remains the most famous act of deliberate cheating in World Cup history and is still listed by FIFA and every major football publication as the single most controversial World Cup decision ever. 5 moments, 5 matches, each one decided by something that had nothing to do with football. From a deliberate handball in Mexico City in 1986 to a dive in Fortaleza in 2014, the pattern was the same. A referee made the wrong call, a team went home, and nothing could be done about it. VAR exists now, partly because of these moments. Goal line technology exists partly because of Lampard's goal in Bloemfontein. The entire infrastructure of modern refereeing review was built, brick by brick, on the back of decisions like the ones on this list. Football eventually listened. It just took decades of genuine injustice to force the conversation. But for Italy in Dijon, for Spain in Guangzhou, for Mexico in Fortaleza, for England in 1986 and in 2010, every single one of those improvements came too late. Those results still stand. Those eliminations still happened. And the teams responsible for them lifted trophies or reached semi-finals on the back of calls that should never have been made. The World Cup is still the most beautiful competition in football. It's also, as these 5 moments prove, the most unforgiving stage for human error. And sometimes, through no fault of their own, the wrong team wins. Which of these decisions do you think was the worst? Drop it in the comments, like, subscribe, and stay tuned, there's more coming. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.